Every person you have ever met has been made in the image of God. And every person you have ever met has a sinful nature. We're all a mixed bag, every single one of us. It does not matter how good a person may look on the outside. On the inside, we've all got issues. Back in the 90s, I worked in DC, and every once in a while, I'd eat lunch with a homeless guy on the sidewalk outside the Mayflower Motel. And the guy was crazy. I'd take his order. I'd go down to McDonald's. He always ordered the same thing, a fillet of fish. I'd get a quarter pounder with cheese. And we would sit there on the sidewalk and eat our lunch. And I'd try to talk to him, but he would just randomly yell at people. One time, he had a little sign, a little cardboard sign, said "Feed the homeless" or something like that. And one time, it was a gusty day. The wind was blowing, and it blew his sign over. And he got frustrated by that. He picked the sign up, put it back down. And then after a while, the wind blew his sign over again, and he picked it up, put it down, and then he threw his fist in the air and said, "Damn you, Mother Nature!" And then he said, "Look at that. You see that? You see that?" Across the street, there was a flag on the top of the building. And when he yelled, the wind died down like it had been doing. And that flag, which had been flying, came down by the pole. And he said, "Sometimes I got to get on her." That was my friend Ernest. He was an interesting character, but sometimes it was embarrassing. And you might say, "Well, what do you expect? You're eating lunch outside with a crazy guy on the street." But during those days, the mayor of DC was Marion Barry. And you may remember on September 18th, 1991, the mayor was arrested at the Vista International Hotel for smoking crack with an informant of the FBI. And back in the 90s, the president of the United States, Bill Clinton, eventually was impeached because of activities in the White House that I won't go into the details of right now, except to say it does not matter who you are. From the White House to the crack house to the sidewalks outside. It doesn't matter if you live in the most famous house in the world or if you're living on the streets. People are screwy. Everybody. That's why in Moby Dick, Ishmael says, "Heaven have mercy on us all, Presbyterians and pagans alike, for we are all dreadfully cracked about the head and sadly need mending." Well, that's why Jesus came, to mend us all. We all desperately need a Savior. And the good news is, we have one.